Well, welcome to Winning Generations, where age does not matter. I think it's so important for us to realize that age is just a number and that we're all made of the same. We all come from the same and we all go to the same place too. So let's not worry about that and just keep going as we are. We want to share something about our lives today, get a little bit personal, maybe get a little bit political. Maybe just be as we are. I think this is just the time for us to be ourselves. We have a guest today, Brian. Brian, how long have we been talking now? For how long have we been talking now?
Roughly 2 years.
You came into my life kind of at the same time as Roger did. It's funny, I think, because our age differences are quite high. I think like Brian twice and Roger, I don't know, almost 50 years. It's insane. That he's been on this earth like for 50 years longer than I am this time around. And Brian, just tell us a little bit why you're here, like in the show on Earth, what you're doing, what you're being.
I thought, first of all, why I'm here on Earth is obviously a very rich question to ask. But why I'm even here is because I'm attracted to the energy of who you folks are. So, that's why am I on Earth? To learn and to teach, to discover that full arc towards unconditional love in a much healthier way than most of humanity gets to experience. And on top of all of that, I'm here to touch the lives of positively touch the lives of at least 1 billion people while I'm here and have a legacy that continues while I'm gone.
I love that. Roger, I muted you. You're in just a few seconds.
I
I
can
want
tell.
to wait one moment. I want to touch on this billion thing because the billion is an important number. When I was younger, I thought of myself like I thought about what am I doing here? How much money do I want to make? What do I want to do? And I want to serve. I knew it from from very early ages on. I'm here to serve. I'm here to give something. And I wanted to make a billion. But why do I want to make a billion? Because I want to serve a billion people, at least, you know? And so I think all three of us have that goal to be of service of many. So Roger, it's yours.
It's so I asked Brian his birthday when he came on, and so now I'm going to confirm what he's here doing, which is so wonderful. It says to live in a state of grace. You live in a state of grace, and you are continually in the process of discovering this as you move along your physical life journey. Grace means that you will always manifest what you desire unless that thing is not for your highest good or you hold some contradiction. Contradiction then means that you hold one thought and then take a contradictory action. You may think at times that some of those things are out of your control. However, it is only you who ever controls your thought. You can examine past events and situations in your life and discover that grace. There were times when where there was something you desired that did not manifest, and much later you see how it was for your best interest. That is grace. And that's what Brian's been doing and helping others to understand as well, which was part of what he just said. And that message came through on your birthday in 2012.
Oh, cool. Can you say that 10 times real fast?
Yes.
I like that. Yeah. Yeah, Brian, like how do you resonate? How do you resonate with that? Like what is it doing with your being to
I
listen to
thought it
this
was an
message?
interesting word that grace came up today of all days because I have, I'm normally, maybe even a little distant from being able to be self-critical. And I've been going through a little bit of, interestingly, some self-criticism over the last 90 to 120 days in a way that's not really been there before. And I think the word grace is the way to handle that. And so it was a really powerful word you threw at me today, and I'm going to run with it fully.
I love that.
The message is this is proving basically the law of attraction. Everything is energy and we're all connected in some way. And so when I read a message to someone, it's to give them a little more confirmation or something else about their life experience at this time as we're moving through this transformative time in our world. And that was supposed to be my role. I love that you have me here as the elder, and that is what I was supposed to bring through. But accepting that has been a challenge, as it is for each of us to accept our unique journeys, because we each have one. And this time in our world energetically is causing us to look at everything like Brian was doing and go back, oh, wait a minute, now what? But that's purposeful, because now we get to move.
Yes, sir. So, Anja, what are you moving today?
What am I moving today? Well, I was pretty excited about this gathering today. Otherwise, it's been pretty calm day because I just, I'm just taking my time and I'm observing what is going on around me. Um, like, people see me as an energy activator. I see it. I'm carefully choosing my words, but it's like, because there are so many ways. How can I say that? But I call it now that I activate light codes in every person. So basically, we all have something, within us, and sometimes we are afraid to express ourselves. Sometimes we are not even aware what we have until somebody else tells us. So basically, I'm mirroring all those amazing, I call them beautiful, badass souls, and I help them thrive. I help them shine. I create stages for them, and I love doing that. And of course, I want to be next to them because I'm also here to thrive and to be, to live in fulfillment. So
I love
this is
that.
what.
Like, when I met you through a common friend, Isabel, like, I felt that immediately. Like, you were lighting my being up. Like, the way you reflect, the way you talk, like, it's moving my being. And there was also a stage where my being has been like really challenged to step up my game from what you've been talking about and how you talk. So it's so important, like, and I love being around you because I'm truly activated by your being. And I think this is all what we have to do when we're like, or all we do when we're honest and authentic and just like speaking what's present for us. And that's what you do to activate each other. So I love being around you, and I think like, how this constellation is forming as well, and how even Jenner and Aaron came in this way, or how Roger and you are connecting with each other, and how are you kind of elevating each other as well. It's just again proof of what I've just said. And we are the living proof basically of what we are. It's in the relationships and the fulfillment of our relationships in which we see the proof of who we are and what we do and what we bring to the table. So thank you for doing that and activating us and kind of kicking our asses as well to just keep going.
So Jarne asked me earlier, what did I like hanging out with him? And I said,
Yeah, he asked me the same. So we can read it. We can read what we sent to him.
because you caused me to live my life and remember my purpose, which is what we're each meant to do with one another, because it comes up in different ways. That's all that's happening. We just get to reflect on others. And like Anna was saying, we don't really know who we are until we have this reflection from someone else. And sometimes that reflection may not be the one that we want always, but it's always going to be something that when we decide to embrace it, leads us to a greater understanding of ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, Anna, did you read what I sent to you? Would you like me to read it?
I asked actually just three people, and the three people have been you, because I've been curious about it. Like I'm really structuring the way I'm building the community. So what I would have been
You want
curious
to read it?
about is like what you like about me. So please go for it.
Okay. So if you haven't read it yet, oh yeah,
I
okay.
read it, I
So
read it, but please continue. Yeah.
okay, so Jarne asked, "Why do you hang out with me?" And I said, "Because I love your calm vibe and your fire that sometimes you're still trying to hide. I feel that you feel you feel good and safe with me, and that makes me being around you effortless. You are wise, you are pure-hearted, and you are walking your talk. I feel the frequency alignment, and I'm curious what else will unfold for all of us, Roger, you, and me. That was my answer.
Yeah, thank you. Love that. Yeah. I asked Brian the same question, you know. Brian, do you want to read or should I read?
It's up to you. I tend to be economical with words. So I just simply said it's partly the butterfly effect. Flap
Yeah.
wings here, hurricane there. The rest is investing in the future, which I see Jarne as part of the future. And that's it. And so I was curious, Jarne, when you asked the question, what you thought the response was going to mean to you.
The response helped me to create to help me create the future, to bring the vision that I have about the future closer, to crystalline the vision around it.
What was embedded in this is that when you make that $1 billion, you're giving it to me. That's,
like you're part of the $1 billion, you know, like it's all of
yeah.
us. It's like it's not like something for my own sake. And I was in front of the death a few times in this life, like once when I was 10 and I wanted to kill myself, but I had a very clear, this was my first real encounter with God, I would say, or not the first real encounter, but like the strongest one that I had, when God really told me that you cannot leave. Basically, the message was you cannot leave until you're finished, but if you leave, you will create more suffering for yourself and others. So don't do it and learn what it means to be human, and one day you will be able to explain it all. So this was the message that I got in the age of 10 or so, something around that age. And it's been very challenging for me to be human, and still I'm working on it every day, to stop hiding my fire, as Anja says as well. Like there's this calm, but there's also this fire. And for me, it is to balance both, to have the fire under control, to show the fire, but to have it under control.
Speaking of billions, I wrote an article, it's on my website. I said I can become a billionaire now, and because I can transform the world, which is what we all believe. But I wrote that years ago, and because I said that's probably what's coming. I don't really understand or believe it yet, but now I do, because now I see that I was given something to help any person transform and become who they're supposed to be, and that would transform our world, and that would give me all the wealth that I would ever want. So now it's in process. And we have to think in that way. We must become willing to think bigger for anything to come about. And it just may take us a while before we embody it, but it's all possible.
It is, Brian. I want to have your take, whatever is present.
Oh. I'm spending my energy as always being the one for the person I'm having the conversation with, and then finding out sometimes they're the one for me. And that's like the accidental byproduct, because it's not the intention. But, tying it into what everybody's sharing here about this kind of connection, it ultimately says to me that we are all hyper connected as long as we're open to that reality. And this is, it seems to be showing up in this conversation, because there's not just alignment in the energies of how we are when we show up, but it's also like, I literally can think about what Anja's thinking right now without even having to have words, or what you're thinking, Jarne, without having any words. And that's what I mean by the connection. So I don't know if that lines up with where this conversation is supposed to go, but that's what's coming through me right now.
No,
Totally.
I think it does, because we're moving to higher states of consciousness, and consciousness is not limited to this world that we see now. Everyone's not going to understand or believe that, but the more of us who do, we have a greater ability to manifest our lives and also help the world. We're moving through a really transformative time in the world, and it's all energetically connected, and we are each energy, and that's what we're coming to understand. And we just do it in increments, a bit at a time. And the more of us who become willing to say, wait a minute, there's something better, we have something better within us, then we give that to others and we see things change. What's going on in our world right now is not accidental. We're creating it. We just have to decide how we're going to create it. That's all.
Well, that's the presumption here. And this has always been an interesting topic for me. And Jarne and I have talked about this a little bit, is we can be aware and reflective on our role in social consciousness or humanity's consciousness and our own consciousness. And the challenge really is that there's probably about half the population of this planet is operating unconsciously. Very reactively, very survival framed, very fearful. That's my audience, by the way, is I'm looking to tip people across the line into a place of awareness, and then let them find other people like Jarne to go and have advanced discoveries about what that awareness can do, to where it can take them, so to speak. But I really want to help a lot of the unconscious wake up. Once they're awake, that's not my role anymore. The idea is stir them, move them, and open them up where that's possible. And it's an interesting challenge, because when people are in that survival frame, they're completely resistant to anything but survival.
Right.
So.
May I add? Oh, sorry, Roger, would you like to continue?
No, go.
So Brian, are you familiar with heart math?
I am.
Okay, so then I'm not going to go into details, but I am a Heart Math Institute trainer for activating the heart of teams. And I know when an individual who has this high coherence, in them, within, and they show up in the group of people, like the energy will recalibrate. So that means that when we are showing up together, like for example, already all four of us, and we show up somewhere where people are, sleeping or whatever. I'm not really using that word anymore, but it's gonna be a ripple effect. So this is also my mission, to really bring us together and to really show up. So show up, the visibility, so people can see, people can feel, they can decide if they want to stay like this, or they will be like, oh fuck, there's something else, I didn't know that exists, oh my god, I'm curious. Curiosity is first level, is first stage. When somebody starts becoming curious, then it's a good way to continue.
I think Roger had said something earlier about consciousness, and I have personal experience, and a couple of clients I work with who have had, I guess we'll call them authentic near-death experiences. I put the word authentic in quotes because I don't believe that their experience is improper or weird or anything like that. But a lot of people are concerned about the NDE characterization of somebody's journey as some sort of, misfire or something to that effect. But having talked to these people, and then going through my own journey work, I get the opportunity to experience the fact that I don't think consciousness is actually in my brain. I don't think it's in our brains. I believe consciousness is all about us. And the reason why I'm fairly comfortable with that scenario is having talked to enough people who have had these beyond body experiences to note that they had awarenesses that would not be available to them in their physical body. So when we're talking about consciousness for humanity, the idea is getting people I'm going to use the word carefully, but penetrating people's somatic experiences for them to wake up to the conscious experience. And that almost always has nothing to do with data or evidence or maybe what people popularly call truth. It has an awful lot to do with whether or not they're tired enough to just step out of that survival frame.
Yeah, I like that. It's like people are like so comfortable, you know, and like sometimes, and for me even as well, like to make those big leaps, sometimes the pain just has to get so strong that I'm deciding upon it, okay, yo, I can't fucking take this anymore, so I'm going to make a change. Um, and I think to sleep, like you mentioned the sleeping of people, or like, you know, some in the spiritual community say like, oh yeah, wake the fuck up, or you know, the sleepwalking people and those types of things. I think it's just when we're not aware of our unconscious mind. And to bring the unconscious conscious is what we're actually here to do. And many great teachers talk about this too. And it's the iceberg analogy. Like the top of the iceberg is what we see through our two eyes. But like what's underneath it, the entire foundation, what's holding everything is the unconscious. And we gotta be aware of that. And things like meditation help there a lot. And yeah, does anyone like Roger? I feel like you have something on your
Yeah,
heart.
I want to find something. Today is what, the 5th? No, I'm sorry. Is that today? Yeah, the 5th. And like Brian was saying, it's not a part of us, that consciousness. It's not. Because when I was accessing this information, when I started doing Wilhelm, I had no idea what I was doing or why I was doing it. And I would look back later and I go, I couldn't have written this. I didn't know this information. So I was accessing something quite different. And so then I started to discover that there was an order to it. There was an order to us when we come into the world. And so, and I go back to February 5th of today. And I think, well, and February 5th of 2008. And the message was, you always have an abundance of time to accomplish all you desire. When you forget that very important fact and find yourself rushing around to get it done, in that very moment, you have cut yourself off from all that you have set in motion to be made manifest in your life. When you are fully aware that all thoughts, feelings, and emotions are creative, you will recognize the danger in your very own rushing. Relax and let it happen. Examine your concept of time as well. Understand that it's a non-existent concept, and when you grasp that, you will manifest instantaneously. Remember, if you think it will take time, then that will be your experience. It all happens in your now. Now, that message I wrote in 2008, I had no integration of what that meant. I do now. I do understand it now. So it's just to understand that we're always in this process of accessing greater information for ourselves individually, but also the world is doing the same thing. And it'll just come about differently for each of us.
Anja, it's your turn, and then we talk about the integration part.
Yeah, it's beautiful because rushing means scarcity. Rushing means that we don't have enough time. And when we shift to that, when we tap into that level, it's like, yeah, we don't have it. So we're sending the signal to the universe, we don't have it. And the universe is like, okay, you don't have it. You will have more of that. Yeah. So it's really kind of paradox, if that's the right word that I can use. Um, but I love when people, they sometimes they don't really resonate with the word consciousness because it's like, oh, it's just a trend word or buzzword or whatever. But the thing is, we are consciousness. We are. We are consciousness. We are just having a human experience. And I also had a lot of profound experience out of my body, so I know I was aware that I'm consciousness. And that's the knowledge or knowing or whatever, that nobody can take that away from me. It doesn't matter what other people say, you know, I don't really compare stories. Sometimes it's really fascinating how similar they are, but I know this is my knowing. So I'm now operating on this level. And I always say we are multidimensional energy beings with limitless power to create our own reality. And we are here to self-love and to really love human experience because it's unique.
Amazing. Brian, talk a little bit about the integration part of all of that and how
Well,
maybe share a little bit of your own journey.
so let's talk about time first, as far as an integration is concerned. I think Anja said it very well when she said that when we're rushing around, there's a risk of us being in a scarcity set or scarcity mode or whatever you want to call it, because we're acting like we're not going to be able to do what we have with the time we have available to us. But I have a mantra, for lack of a better word, maybe it's a saying, whatever you would like. It works so nicely for me. And when I teach it to other people, it works for them too. Time expands for me. I'll say it again. Time expands for me. And when I'm in that place, I can also, if I'm not normally one for like anxiety and things like that, but if I happen to be a little anxious, it calms me down. If I happen to feel like I'm falling back into that scarcity mindset, it takes me out of it. If I look at the reality of what happens when I say that, where time does expand for me, I end up having exactly what I need when I need it for the purposes that I need to meet. So that's my area of integration when it comes to time. All other areas of integration are just to be the one for others that I meet. That's my integration.
Nice one. I guess others help you as well, like to just like mirror something very important
Yeah.
back to
As I
you
said,
for your own.
when you are showing up for the one, to be the one for somebody you're talking to, you never know. I can't say it happens all that time, but it happens frequently enough that I could tell you that sometimes the person I'm talking to or connected to shows up as the one for me. And I'll tell you
Yeah,
another thing as far as integration is concerned, being open to receiving makes that possible. If I was strictly in a projection mode, that would never happen.
it's the feminine aspect, the receiving part, you know, like we're kind of triggered to give, to push. But to actually receive is such an important thing. Can you mention the thing that helps you integrate one more time? Like imagine, like I just have it, like imagine that time expands. Like I think we all have to use our imagination again, you know?
Right. Time expands for me.
Time
It's
expands for me.
very, very, again,
Very
I'm
simple.
economical with words.
Love
Don't
it.
get me wrong. There are times when I can just talk too, but I'm very economical with words when I'm looking for something to carry with me as something that's got meaning in my journey. And that one has huge meaning where I get to just breathe into what's available for me with time as opposed to trying to control it.
Yeah, I love that. Time for me when I looked at the clock as a child and I could see it moving faster or slower. It was very funny. So I could see the seconds either moving like faster or slower. And it had to do with how I was, yeah, for sure perceiving it, but how I was looking at it. So if I'm strongly focused and I really need to, I don't know, get it now, time speeds up. If I unfocus and I let go of all of the stuff that I try to control, time slows down or time adjusts itself for me. I could observe it as a child, like how time kind of functions. Time is a very fascinating thing. We will go deeper into that in another one, as we kind of want to keep each episode kind of around the I don't know, one episode really had like an hour mark. Like, I mean, I don't know if we hit the hour today, but Roger,
No, no, no.
keep talking if you feel like it's important.
No. We're at half hour. This is perfect. I'm just going to say consciousness. You said most people aren't aware or aren't thinking about consciousness, and they are. They just don't know it, because the only way we experience ourselves and our lives are through our consciousness. It's just been formed in different ways for each of us. And when I first started thinking about doing this work, I was led back to Aristotle and Plato and people like that, because you see that we develop consciousness and greater awareness over time, and we're each doing it just in different ways. So this is perfect for today.
I love it. Yeah. So, I really liked it, Brian. I'd love to have you back. I would call you the anchor. Like, like, Roger, the elder, Anja, the bridge, you're the anchor, Jarne, the catalyst. It just came to me. So, if you would like to, I think we'd love having you. So it's been an
I
amazing,
would love to come back.
yeah,
And
sure thing. I know you're very busy.
just to be aware that I don't want to be the anchor that pulls the boat under.
No,
You
no.
would
But
be.
for those, what I was just seeing it, so I share what I've been seeing. I mean, you were talking about like helping those being unconscious to come back and online, basically, to kind of help them to like come over. And it's kind of like the polarity. I mean, my mind is a paradox, as you may have been aware of already. So for me, like it's also the anchor for us in this conversation to kind of I had the feeling you were grounding this conversation in a very interesting way, as I know you have experience in the corporate world a lot. I mean, you talk with lots of people every week. You're structuring seminars and stuff like that. So, I want to have these conversations as organic as we can and as versatile as we can, and to have really different perspectives, different point of views that all point towards the one thing that we're actually talking about, which is consciousness. And the goal to really like elevate consciousness on Earth, to, I mean, we are the winning generation, and I mean it. And we're here to make 1 billion people at least, like, really rise up together. I mean, humanity, let's go. Like, so we need us all. And I'm glad and very grateful for every one of you being here.
It was my
Thank you. I
pleasure to be
appreciate
here.
you.
Awesome, guys. So
All right.
you
See
will
you soon.
find all the details in the description that you need to if you want to connect with us. Jarne for Humanity on YouTube, Roger Burnley, Free Spirit. Anja is Free Spirit. I think your YouTube is Free Spirit too. Yeah, exactly. Free
Yeah,
Spirit
Free Spirit.
HC. Brian Baird on Facebook. You can find him too. We just have some awesome conversations. We keep going. We're the winning generation. Age does not matter at all, no matter on what kind of stage you are in your life. What happened in the past, let it go, accept it, and be in the now and look what you can do for yourself in this present moment that may be of benefit for you and others at the same time. I think this is all what it's about, to share this experience together as one humanity, one love, and many blessings. See you soon.
Bye.